Howdy folks, it's a Tall Turtle here again with another bonus video today. Back to this Lego thing. I figured why not. The previous Lego video got a ton of activity on it, so I'm going to keep going with this. I'm not going to show you a bunch of videos on this build, but I'll show you a couple more in between and then the final product. So I want to talk about a few things. First of all, you need to know that because of my busy house with children and a family and 4 cats, I cannot keep this out when I work on it. I'm mentioning this now because as I talk about how I'm doing this, it'll make more sense. So just keep in mind, I don't have a permanent workspace. I kind of would if it weren't for the cats, but I don't because of the cats and they'll lose pieces. So I have to take everything out to work on this thing, put everything back when I'm done every single time. So just keep that in mind when I explain a few things here in case you're wondering why I do things a certain way. That's a super thing to keep in mind. Super important thing to keep in mind. So the first thing, I want to talk about how I organize all these parts. So when I first opened the box, after my unboxing video, I simply, at that time, took a bag of parts, dumped it in a container. Took another bag of parts, dumped it in the container. Took another bag of parts, dumped it in the container. And I did that thinking, well, maybe the parts are organized, so you kind of use this bag first and then that bag second, I mean, maybe not. Of course, I'm used to the old Lego days where everything came in one gigantic bag and you had to figure it out for yourself. So I thought maybe since they're separated, it would be organized, but no, that was not the case at all. So what's happening is I would need one little part like this red thing right here you can barely see, and I have to go through all my bins and find it. And then I would need 2 of the suspension pieces, the shock absorbers, and I'd have to go through all my bins and find it. And then I would need 1 of the gray pieces. I have to go through all my bins. So you can imagine it took like 45 minutes to get through 10 steps, and there's 504 steps, I think. So I'm like, you know what? This is not working. So I took an entire free evening, which is rare, but I had one, and I organized all my pieces. So I'm just going to go through and show you how I organize things because people like to know this stuff, right? Otherwise you wouldn't be watching. So thank you in advance for watching this. So what I did, these containers, this is a whole bunch of Tupperware. My wife loves mine Tupperware that we never use. So I'm like, I'm going to use this. So here's a Tupperware container. I guess Tupperware's a brand. This is Ziploc. But here's a container that just has black little pieces in it. My autofocus should catch it. It's not going to, is it? But anyway, so, for example, it's not going to catch it. There we go. Like the longer black pieces in this container, and it screws on so the cats can't knock it over. This one has all the short black pieces, those connectors that clip. And these are all the long blue ones that clip. That is by piece. Type of piece, because there's hundreds of each. Now, they came in different bags. One bag had just 1, another bag had 20, so I put them all together. This has the TECHNIC beams thing. I probably can't see. My autofocus is not responding, probably because it's too dark. But anyway, you got the little, I don't know, I used to know all the technical names for all these back when I was a kid, but that was, 30 years ago. Those pieces. Smaller pieces like this are in this bin. And then the flat TECHNIC pieces are in this bin. And I have it all memorized, so it's easy just to whip through, be like, I need that, boom, 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 go along, right? Super easy. Not as organized as I would like, because I have to put everything away every time and cover everything every time in case a cat jumps up on me and knocks the things on the floor, which almost happened. This, though, is different how I set this up. In fact, I'm going to move all this out of the way for a moment. This, only one thing is covered, and I have everything stacked so that I can get them very quickly. So, for example, this is your big, thick beams. Sorry about that weird noise. This is like engine parts. This is, I don't know what you call that. It's those things. And then this is a different version of those things. And then this are regular Lego pieces. These are the only regular Lego. Oh, I said Lego. No, I said that right. Like, I haven't said Legos yet, right? Because Legos is not correct. It's always Lego. This is just the regular Lego, the regular bin of Lego, or Lego pieces that you get. The rest is all TECHNIC stuff. And there's some TECHNIC stuff in there too. But anyway, I keep these stacked without covers. And I have them in a certain order, so I know exactly what I need. So let's say I need a certain piece. I know I'm going to dig down 3 bins, pull it out. There it is. I'm going to dig down 2 bins, pull it out. There it is, that type of thing. Actually, I have 3 in my hand. I said 2, but you get the idea. Then this top bin, which does have the cover, are your car body parts. Body panels and tires and things. So it's very organized. There you go. A lot of extra noise. I'm moving away from the microphone and here and back. So it's very, very organized. Again, they're not capped on purpose. In fact, I don't like that extra cap gets in the way. They're not capped on purpose. Can I just dig down the bins and get it? The reason I'm talking about this is because I know, like in my cross-stitch hobby, which you guys don't know about until now, I watch videos on organization, and I'm like, you know what? I never thought of doing it a certain way, even though I've been doing it since I was 9. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm telling you all this stuff. So it's not capped. It's just a pile of boxes. I know which one is which very fast. So the first evening I worked on this, it took what? About 45 minutes to get through 10 steps or something like that. Now I'm whipping through this thing so fast. And last night, in about 15 minutes or less, I went from step 10 to step, 62. In 15 minutes, just burned through it. I only made one mistake because I grabbed a little white piece that was not turned 90 degrees at the bottom, and this other one was whatever. I made one mistake only going that fast. I am enjoying it. I'm not doing it to do speed. It's just my time is so limited, and I love doing Legos quickly, and I have a process. So I'm already on step 62 with this organization, so it seems to be working. I stopped on purpose here because I wanted to show you how far I've gotten, how far I've made it before I continue, and I'll do like 2 steps with you on camera today, but you don't really need to watch me build. Again, it's not a speed build. I just work quickly because I can, and I enjoy it so very much. And these instruction manuals are so much simpler than when I was a kid. When I was a kid, so I was born in 1978, so when I did Lego, it was probably, I started young. It was probably 1981 through 88 or 90. I was one of those 8-year-old kids building the super complicated. I was one of those crazy kids. But this is super easy compared to what it used to be. Like this stuff here, each step tells you what's in that step and where to put it. You know what it used to be? For those of you who weren't around back then, let's say we opened up this page, you would see this picture and you'd have to be like, okay, 64 is this picture, or 62 is that picture, 66 is that picture, what changed? Then you'd have to add the pieces. Be like, okay, what's different? Oh, we added this piece. Then you have to go find it. What else? Is like kind of like when you compare pictures, what changed from picture to picture, or like what's different? It was like that. You didn't have like, use these pieces. This is where they go. Be like, no, here's a picture. What changed? Find those pieces. It was very complicated. Like building, I remember building a little police station. It took me days because it was just like, here's step 1, here's step 2, what changed? And there'd be like 10 blocks changed, and you have to figure it out. Sometimes I guess they started putting like where things go as I got older, but it was very difficult. Lego was very challenging. So this stuff is so easy. Plus, you know, I used to work on automobiles when I had my Fiero as a teenager, and I had a Chilton manual. This is a piece of cake. So I'm really, really enjoying this. And it's easy compared to how it used to be. And I really want to stress that because you people don't know how lucky you have it with modern Lego. Those used to be so complicated. But the biggest thing is, which I knew would happen, is I am enjoying the satisfaction. I was told the point of building a kit like this is the satisfaction you get. That on camera, you're probably not going to feel that on camera. People who see this in real life probably aren't going to feel it either. But just let you know, the satisfaction of doing this is astounding. For example, I'm going to show you the chassis. This is where I stopped. Might not be a big deal to you, but first of all, look how huge this thing is. Again, I have Rachmaninoff size hands. I almost have Rachmaninoff size hands, and he had the largest hands on record. Look at that. It would take 2 hands to cover this thing. This thing is gigantic, and this is just, what is this? The chassis, right? So what's super satisfying about this? Well, the differential in the back, for example. When I had just built the differential before I covered up the rod here, it's not really the drive shaft in this case, but it kind of is. Just seeing the differential work like a real differential. I explained it to my kids, and they actually listened to me for a minute. And I explained to them, you know, when, in this case, when you push the car, the differential will turn, which will turn the engine. But in real life, the engine turns, and then it turns the differential. But the reason why it's a differential is because when you go around corners, the outside wheel has to move more quickly than the inside wheel. And my 11-year-old actually took this piece and tried to move it around a corner and said, wow, that wheel is moving faster. And I'm like, yeah, these gears in here make that happen. And this is just a Lego model. And the satisfaction of building a rear differential is, it's satisfying. Like, I don't like that. That's one, you know, like the new, like, Generation Z, Generation Alpha, thing like satisfying. I like satisfying videos, whatever. But it is satisfying to build a rear differential in Lego with like 6 different pieces is all that is in there. And it works. And the suspension. So you've got, and here you've got this piece that goes around another piece that lets you move the wheel up and down. This without stop bumping out of the way. The wheel moves up and down, but it still turns no matter what because there's that play built in. Then you have the suspension back here. Super simple, but so the satisfaction of accomplishment is just awesome. So when kids are like, oh, I like watching satisfying slime videos, I'm like, build a Lego Technic kit. The satisfying part, the satisfaction element is way better than watching a slime video, right? The front here, the steering, I was showing this to my wife. She looked at me with her eyes glazed over, but I was showing her the rack and pinion steering and how this works and why it has to do this and why it has to do that. And I was telling her this is where the steering wheel is going to connect, and that's how you steer the front. It's so simple, but the feeling you get from it. The front suspension, that works. I mean, look at this. The front suspension works independently, each tire. And I'm only on step 62 out of 504 or something. So I wanted to show you that. The other thing I wanted to note that no one talks about is how sturdy this is. Back in the day when you would make Technic kits especially, they would be so fragile that you didn't want to touch them. You didn't want to play with the suspension. You didn't want to turn the wheel because if you had the steering wheel and something fell apart inside and you'd have to take 100 pieces out to fix the one little piece that fell out. I mean, this is so solid. Like I can go upside down. I'm not worried about pieces falling off and having to figure out where they go. That is something no one's talked about is how solid this thing is. I'm so excited about this. So I want to talk about those things. Those of you who are still watching, thank you so much for watching. I know this is not normal content for my channel, which is why this is bonus content, at least for now. But that's how we're going. So let's see. Let's build something. Let's build like 1 or 2 steps, and then we're gonna get going because I can build faster without a microphone in front of my face. And I'm also racing against the clock because my children will be home soon. They're with friends. My wife is picking them up. Usually I do all the kid activities and everything. So when you do see me on camera or you do see a video, it's cherished time. I really have to use it well. Okay, so where do we leave off? In this step, I had put the steering assembly onto the chassis. Oh, my book's not even in the video. What am I doing here? So I put the steering assembly onto the chassis. So what do we need next? What I've been doing then is I've been taking an entire page and getting, because like here, where's a good example of what I'm trying to say? Back here. Let's go back here. So for example, I would take all the pieces for both pages and pull them out. I'm still not in the frame, am I? There we are. So where we are, we're here. We are going to find these pieces and pull them out for both steps, for all 3 steps. And then we can just build it together. And it goes really fast, even though it's not really a race. But anyway, we got this big Technic piece here. It gives you the real size. I know my Technic pieces are in this bin right here. They're probably not in frame. I kind of have my notes on that bin, so I can pull it out. I'm going to find it. I apologize for the noise, but that's just how this works. You can either count the holes or line it up. Can you see that there? Either line it up with the diagram to get the right piece or count the holes. So we need one of those. And then we need, I can't see that far because normally this is in front of me. Let's see, what are those? Those little black clips. And I know the black clips are in this container right here. Yep, and we need 4 of those. So we just count those out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know you all know how to do this, but that's okay. And then we need 2 more. So we should have gotten those at the same time. 2 more for that step. And then we need 2 of the things with the clip. Yeah, I try not to see that far away. It seems with the clips. I know in my binge over here, if I go to the clip one, which I think is the next one, there we go. How many do we need? 2. We need 2 of these. So I know they're in this bin because I'm the one who organized every single piece. And every time we close everything up, because normally I work on a table and either cats will jump on my stuff or I will dump everything on the floor. So I close everything up every single time. So now we get to build. Where's it in frame? There we go. You can't see anything, can you? And I don't want to zoom it in because it'll get pixelated. So I just know we're going to take this and we're going to see how fast this goes. So you can imagine if I'm not talking and I'm not reaching around microphones. Okay, I found it. I flung it backwards and it landed on me. So, no, I didn't. I actually did lose it, didn't I? I'll have to get another piece out there. I'll find it after I pack up my stuff. So if you can imagine, if I'm not in front of a microphone or behind a microphone with cameras reaching through tripods, my hand is reaching through tripods, this would go very fast, but not like in a hurry fast, just efficiently fast, right? I'm not doing this to be in a hurry. It's just I'm trying to be efficient. There you go. And then double check the work. Make sure there's a space in between, and there is. See, just double check everything. Oh, I forgot about that piece. So I'm going to put this in here. You need another one until I figure out where that piece went, which I'll find after I pack up my equipment. It's on a brown and black carpet, which is not good. And then we need... Oh my gosh, this is so weird doing this, talking while I do this and reach around. I can't even reach the piece. Let me move my hands so I can get this in here. Because I can't reach. I'm reaching through stuff. I can't see either because my microphone. Okay, you can just imagine if I'm at a table alone how easy this goes. Okay, now we need two of those hook things, which are in one of these bins somewhere. Oops, smashed the microphone again. See, I don't have a setup for... those are the right ones. I don't have a setup for, like, let's build type things. Oh my gosh, which bin did I put those three things in for? When I'm doing this alone, I don't have a problem figuring it out. All right, here they are. They're in with the big stuff, so they're really hard to find. Where's the other one? There it is. Okay, so there we go. I promise this is way more efficient when I'm not talking to people. All right, so we're going to have this here. We're going to have the two above it. Come on. I'm not even on camera, am I? See, I'm reaching around. I'm craning my neck. It's really kind of ridiculous. Double check the work. We used all the pieces, including the one I had to find, which I really have no idea where the thing flung off to. But I will get it. Oh, I found it. It's about 20 feet over by my computer's part of the studio. All right, at least I found it. Alrighty. We got it all. See? Then I'll just move on. So not talking, not rambling. That would have been quite quick. So where does it go? It goes right here. Again, I'm craning my neck to see. Come on. Looks like that's going to go. That's not right. Hang on. I can't see that far away. Let me bring this closer to my old eyes. What are we connecting to? We're connecting to this. I can't see that far. Yep, here we go. And that's going to connect up here. Main frame. And this is what makes things hard, though, is I'm connecting to so many different pieces, right? I'm connecting to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connection points right now. And it has to go on evenly. And doing this on carpet is not helping. There you go. So you can see why it can be complicated if you're not used to this. Because, you know, if you miss a connection point or you flip, like, the only mistake I made in here is one of these white things. These are down, but then at the bottom, the holes are 90 degrees off. And I just grabbed 3 and one was different. That was the only mistake I made. It took me a second to figure that one out. But otherwise, I mean, we did have 5 connection points here. But, or is it 6? It's 5. But, so you can see how it can get complicated. But there you go. So that is a couple steps. I'm not going to build any more steps. It's kind of ridiculous. It's not something I need to do on camera. But I'm just enjoying the steering rack. And again, it's so solid. Like, nothing's going to fall off. Nothing's going to break. But anyway, so off camera, when there's nothing in front of me, I just zip through this, boom, boom, boom. So hopefully tonight, maybe when the kids are watching a movie, I'll watch a movie with them and I'll take this out and I'll get through like 100, 200 steps tonight, I hope. I don't know. So anyway, I just wanted to show you, oh yeah, and the stickers are my bookmark too, by the way. I just wanted to show you a few things. I wanted to tell you how I organize, because that's kind of, might be interesting. I wanted to show you my initial impressions of the design of this kit, how solid it is, how satisfying it is to play with the different pieces and knowing they're going to work. And even when it sits on my shelf and no one cares about it but me, I'll know what went into building this. It's such an awesome thing, because when I was a kid, I did model cars, you know, like the Revell and the Tester, whatever brands they were, and the AMC wasn't AMC, it wasn't AMC, it was AM something brand. But anyway, I used to build cars with the glue, with the paint. I mean, super high detailed. For my age, they were awesome. They look like crap as an adult, but for my age, they were okay. But I built that stuff, and I miss it, but I don't have the time or the space to bring all that stuff out, and it's messy, and it smells, and blah, blah, blah. And if you have to quick stop to tend to a child, you can't. But this I can, as long as I cover everything for the cats. So this is an awesome replacement for not being able to do those other models, because I see this as a model. It's clearly not a toy. Then I have those other kits my kids got me for Christmas. And then I already told my wife, I'm like, you know, I might start saving up for that Bugatti. It's like $350 or $250 or something. I think it's $350. Yeah, the orange Porsche is 250, the Bugatti's 350, or who knows what they're going to come out with. You know, they always come out with stuff all the time. So I don't know. This might be a new hobby of mine, in addition to all the hobbies I'm already doing. But just getting this far, the satisfaction and knowing that this works is just, it's amazing. I can't get that through on camera, but hopefully you enjoy the video. I know it's strange content for my channel, which is why this is a bonus video today. 2 videos in one day. Thank you for watching. I hate to ask for likes, but I have to because that's how the YouTube algorithm works. If you don't mind leaving a like, it'll tell YouTube that, hey, stuff is going on this channel, and they'll let other people know that I exist. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.